Thank you for tuning in to Homeschool Homesteaders. Today we're going to talk about growing asparagus so you could have meals like this whenever you want. All of the results for this video will be based on me living in the state of Minnesota, zones 4 or 3, and the dot is bigger for privacy reasons. On the difficulty level, they will probably be 5 out of 10 because it takes some skills to establish them. They require rich compost soil, blah, blah, blah. So give them a 5 out of 10. And if you plant in March, and we're talking about crowns, not seeds, you'll only get some harvest probably next spring and limited eating. You'll get the full harvest probably the second or the third year. And asparagus is a superfood, very healthy. They'll probably get 8.5 out of 10. So learn to love them. If you never tried them or you hate them, this is something you should be eating. So March of 2020 was a very warm month. Great time for planting. Here's the pack, one of the packs. I probably bought 4. So I do like asparagus a lot, and here's the instructions on the back. Main thing we're going to focus on is make a hole 6 inches deep, place the crown, spread the roots, cover with some compost. So here I am in my garden. I am opening up several packs. I have purple ones, I got green ones, different kinds. All of them have about 6 crowns. Tied up with a rubber band, and basically I'm walking around, I'm throwing them wherever. In the trench though, the trenches are about 6 inches deep. I'm going to cover them with compost, 3-4 inches of compost, and this is about 10 feet by 10 feet garden bed. I have several of them which I'm going to plant all with asparagus. I do like a lot of asparagus, and in the past I did not have a big garden, so you were limited to about 1 meal. This year I made a bigger garden, and I am purposely planting a lot of asparagus so we could have several meals. Keep in mind, my family is 7 kids plus me and my wife. So we want at least a couple of meals of asparagus. And so that's what I'm doing, just throwing them wherever I can, and hopefully they will grow, which they will. So I even ran out of room. And here I am making some adjustments along the edge of the garden. So digging a hole, and it's important that you spread the roots because the asparagus tips, they come out of the roots. So you don't want a clump, so you want them spread out. I am going to zoom in, and I am holding the camera with one hand. So that's why we have a shaky footage, but this is kind of like a sloppy job, but it'll still grow. I did plant this in March. We had warm weather, but then usually we have a snowstorm or some slushy weather. And asparagus are extremely cold hardy, so this snow will not hurt them one bit. By May 1st, which is like a month and 2 weeks later, this is what you're getting. So little spears are coming out, but you can't eat them as much as you would like to. You can't. By April, the spears, they're turning into bushes, so they're beginning to spread. Now I also planted purple asparagus as well to have some variety in my garden, and they're coming out, and they're actually quite thicker than the green ones. By June 18, the spears, they will let out some green foliage that kind of looks like dill, but this is how asparagus looks in the summer. You cannot pick them the first year. Next year you will have some spears, but the first year you let them grow out. All throughout the summer, your asparagus plants will look like dill. This is June 29th. And once summer is over, you obviously will have fall. Minnesota does have beautiful fall weather. Turns to winter really quick. Everything's covered under snow. They die down. The leaves actually provide some nutrition for the roots. And the following spring, this is where you get some spears. So here I am in my garden the following year. This is exactly 1 year, 1 month after planting, April 8th to be exact. And you see they are beginning to come out. The fat ones you're going to cut off. The little ones you're going to let them grow into bushes. So I'm going to just show you several clumps and you could see how they look. So they're tiny, but they're growing. And eventually they grow longer. You take a knife, you cut them down, cut the fat ones, not the skinny ones, and eventually you'll have nice tasty meals, such as this. And here I am back in my garden, walking from patch to patch, holding the camera with one hand. And the skinny ones you leave, they will grow into bushes. The fat ones are the ones you cut down. Now, some of the fat ones, if you miss them, they begin to sprout, so leave them. Only cut the ones that haven't sprouted yet. Skinny ones keep. Let them grow into bushes, and eventually, on a weekly basis, you'll have meals such as this. Now here I went back to my garden. Some will I cut, but some I missed, and they grew into a bush. Now, sometimes you won't have big spears, so you might have those tiny ones. You could still use them in recipes, like saute them in some rice dish, but here I have Alfredo pizza, homemade Alfredo sauce, mozzarella cheese, put some cooked chicken of your choice, put some bacon bits, put some onions, and finally put some asparagus, those tiny ones, and put the pizza in the oven, 450 degrees for 16 minutes, and you're going to have a nice, delicious, messy asparagus pizza. So asparagus is a very overlooked pizza topping. Thank you for watching this video.